What if I told you there are 10 used cars that even seasoned dealers warn their family to stay far away from? These aren't exotic luxury models or rare imports. They're cars you've probably seen for sale in your local lot. But beneath the paint and polished photos lurk transmission nightmares, steering problems, and hidden flood titles. In today's video, we're exposing the exact models that insiders quietly warn their friends about. Think you can guess which car takes the top spot? Stick around. You don't want to get stuck with one of these ticking time bombs. Number 1. Chrysler 200. At first glance, the Chrysler 200 looked like a breakthrough. Its sleek styling, big touchscreen, and affordable entry price gave it instant showroom appeal. Families saw it as a practical alternative to pricier sedans, and it quickly grabbed attention on dealer lots. On paper, it felt like Chrysler had finally built a solid contender. But once people got behind the wheel, the problems started showing. The 9-speed automatic transmission shifted hard and unpredictable, leaving some owners jolting forward during simple test drives. Others reported sudden stalls in traffic or total loss of power without warning. Recalls piled up as engines, electronics, and shifting systems failed at alarming rates. Reliability scores were some of the lowest in its class, and even Chrysler admitted to design flaws. For dealers, it became clear resale quickly tanked, making this family sedan more trap than treasure. Number 2. Dodge Journey. The Dodge Journey was marketed as the family SUV that gave you space at a bargain price. Brochures highlighted the roomy interior, 3-row seating, and low MSRP, making it look like the perfect pick for growing families on a budget. On the surface, it promised practicality without the minivan image. The reality, however, was far less appealing. The design dated back years with almost no major updates, so buyers were left with sluggish 4-cylinder engines that strained under the vehicle's weight. Electrical problems cropped up often. Faulty air conditioning systems, mysterious dashboard lights, and wiring glitches. Safety ratings also trailed behind rivals, leaving many families disappointed once ownership began. Mechanics frequently described it as a minivan hiding under SUV styling, and dealers know resale values drop fast. What looks like a deal on paper usually ends as costly frustration. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 3. Nissan Altima CVT models. For years, the Nissan Altima was the car families counted on. It was roomy enough for daily use, comfortable on long drives, and praised for good fuel economy. Dealers loved selling them because they moved quickly, and buyers saw them as a trustworthy mid-size sedan. That image started to crack with the rise of Nissan's CVT transmissions. Many owners experienced failures well before the car even hit 100,000 miles. Complete replacements often cost several $1,000s, and frustratingly, many broke down right after factory warranties ran out. Drivers reported strange shuddering at highway speeds, sluggish response pulling away from stoplights, and sudden overheating that forced the car into limp mode. For dealers, recommending one means risking an expensive comeback. They've seen too many buyers stuck with repair bills that eclipse the vehicle's value. A mainstream sedan suddenly became a costly gamble. Number 4. Chevrolet Cruze. Chevrolet built the Cruze to take on compact car leaders like the Honda Civic and Toyota Corolla. It promised sharp fuel economy, modern styling, and plenty of tech for the price. On paper, it looked like a serious competitor that could win over budget-conscious buyers who wanted efficiency without giving up comfort. In reality, it fell short in critical areas. Many owners reported blown head gaskets before hitting average mileage, while overheating engines became a recurring problem across different model years. Coolant leaks often appeared under 50,000 miles, and higher trims with turbocharged engines carried their own set of failures. Electrical glitches, from faulty sensors to random warning lights, added more headaches. Complaint databases show a pattern of the same issues repeating. That's why dealers know the Cruze isn't worth stocking. Repairs pile up fast, turning a bargain compact into a costly nightmare. Number 5. Ford Fiesta. The Ford Fiesta showed up as a small hatchback with a sleek European look and lively handling. It seemed like the ideal entry-level car for young drivers in city life, offering the ability to squeeze into tight spaces while still feeling modern and affordable. On the surface, it looked like a smart pick. The reality came down to one major flaw: the dual-clutch automatic transmission. Owners complained about jerky shifting, sudden hesitation, or even grinding noises when accelerating. Some described pulling into intersections only for the car to stall or lose power without warning. Lawsuits and a class action settlement centered around Ford's power shift system highlighted how widespread the failure was. Replacing the transmission cost thousands, often more than the car was worth. Dealers know the Fiesta's pretty face hides a wallet-draining problem, where a fun drive turns into constant frustration. Number 6. Jeep Compass, pre-2018. The Jeep Compass was introduced as an affordable ticket into Jeep ownership, marketed as a rugged SUV for everyday drivers who wanted adventure without the Wrangler price tag. Its stylish badge and off-road image made it appealing to buyers who liked the idea of capability at a lower cost. But pre-2018 models quickly showed cracks in that image. Performance was underwhelming, with weak engines struggling on highways and off-road trails alike. Owners also faced suspension and steering issues that made the ride feel unstable. Electrical failures left some stranded, and the low crash test scores raised serious safety concerns for families. Mechanics often pointed out that these versions felt like stripped-down Jeeps built to a budget. As complaints grew, dealers recognized the Compass carried too many reliability risks, proving that a trusted nameplate can sometimes disguise critical flaws. Number 7. BMW 7 Series, older models. For many, the BMW 7 Series has always been the ultimate dream sedan. It stood as BMW's flagship, loaded with luxury features, advanced tech, and unmatched prestige. From the outside, it looked like the kind of car that signaled you had made it. But once those cars age, reality sets in. Owners quickly discover fragile electronics that misfire without warning. The iDrive system, once futuristic, becomes glitchy and costly to repair, sometimes taking the navigation and infotainment functions with it. The air suspension often fails, leaving bills that run well over $2,000 just to replace components. Add in oil leaks, cooling system breakdowns, and constant electrical faults, and the ownership dream turns expensive. Because of that complexity, dealers know these older models are risky to resell. What started as top-tier luxury becomes a liability the moment warranty coverage disappears. Number 8. Mini Cooper, high mileage. The Mini Cooper has always stood out with its quirky look and sharp handling, making it especially popular in crowded cities. It feels fun to drive and offers a personality few small cars can match, which explains why so many buyers were drawn to it in the first place. That charm doesn't last when these cars rack up miles. High-mileage Minis often develop leaking coolant systems, worn clutches, and the dreaded timing chain tensioner failures. On S models with turbos, repairs can easily climb past $1,500 for engine work alone, and turbocharger issues add even more strain to owners' wallets. Electrical gremlins only make living with them harder. The result is a car that looks appealing from the outside, but long-term ownership costs quickly outweigh its value. Dealers quietly warn friends away because some fun cars hide painful repair realities. Number 9. Volkswagen Passat. The Volkswagen Passat used to be a go-to choice for middle-class buyers who wanted refinement without paying luxury prices. It offered solid build quality, comfortable rides, and in the case of the diesel TDI models, impressive fuel economy that caught a lot of attention. That reputation collapsed when Dieselgate exposed emission software cheating. Buyers who thought they were getting clean, efficient cars saw fuel economy and performance drop after the required fixes. At the same time, older models with DSG dual-clutch transmissions suffered from sudden breakdowns, rough shifting, and expensive repair bills. Dealers watched demand for these cars plummet almost overnight, with resale values tanking along with consumer trust. For anyone considering a used Passat from that era, experts warn that hidden long-term reliability nightmares are almost guaranteed. And in used markets, broken trust is the hardest thing to rebuild. Number 10. Fiat 500. The Fiat 500 stands out immediately with its quirky design, compact size, and budget-friendly price tag. For city drivers, it looks like the perfect mix of style and practicality, offering a fun personality that's hard to find in most small cars. On first impression, it seems like a smart, low-cost choice. Once owners start driving them daily, the flaws begin to show. Electrical wiring gremlins cause power windows to stop working, while malfunctioning sensors send out random warning lights. Many drivers complain of automatic transmissions failing, sometimes well before average mileage. These issues pile up quickly, leaving owners stuck with frequent visits to repair shops. Consumer Reports consistently places the Fiat 500 at the very bottom for reliability, a reputation that keeps dealers from recommending it. Among small cars, this one carries one of the clearest warnings in the used market. Even the cars that look like safe bets can hide years of frustration and expensive repairs. Dealers know which models turn into headaches, And now you do too. The best step before buying any used car is to protect yourself with an independent inspection, a full vehicle history, and a willingness to walk away if something doesn't feel right. Shiny photos and low prices can distract you, but the repair bills never stay hidden for long. In our next video, we'll reveal the most reliable used cars that dealers actually trust enough to buy for themselves.